beautiful sunshines, my beautiful dolls. Just letting you know I still have a few of my Fun Elegance collection left, along with the art baggies and the crystals. So if you're interested, please let me know. Emails and contacts down below. Mwah! Love ya. Hi my beautiful dolls, my beautiful sunshines. Welcome back to this here channel, and you're going to be seeing what I am going to be using for this video. And in this video, it's I'm going to be telling you or showing you, not teaching you, just showing you, and if you learn from it, then yay, how I learned at a workshop to do a 5-petal flower. This is a tip they gave me at a workshop. I don't know which of one of the teachers it was, which one of the masters it was, but it was with exotic nails. So this is a tip I'm sharing with you guys that helped me a lot, because I used to either make 3-petal flowers, 4-petal flowers, 6-petal flowers, and whatnot. But this little thing helped me. I was showing you what I'm gonna be, the mixes I'm gonna be using, and I'll be using the number 5 3D nail art brush from Pure Color. And of course, I'll be using the monomer from Tones. On this nail, I'm going to be showing you right now. I encapsulated it. I used the exotic mix, and the glitter mix is my mix from my collection that I have for sale. It's the number 5. But I encapsulated it with gel finish, and then I just buffed it so I could do 3D on top of it. And I'm going to go ahead and show you in this other nail that has my number 2 mix from my collection on top of it. It looks so pretty. I love it. So all I do is I buff it. I encapsulate the same with gel finish. I did two coats of the photo finish from Harmony's Gelish top coat. So I buff it. The reason I do that is because it's good to do that for the 3D to adhere better to the nail rather than doing it on top of the glossy gel. It'll kind of like scrape off. It's glazed, so it's not really gonna adhere. It's gonna lay on top of it, but within a little bump, it'll just come off. Not the whole thing, but it'll start chipping on you. So yeah, let's get started. I'll be using, like I showed you, the rose, soft rose from the Makeover collection, and the Wicked from the Gothic collection. So the first thing you want to imagine here, and this is something you picture in your head. At first I would do it with little dots of polish to kind of get the hang of it. But once you get the image in your head of what you want, it's even easier because you're not wasting your time putting the dots. So I'm going to pick up my first pearl. I do pick up, sorry you guys. I got ahead of myself. So I picture the head. I'm going to picture a doll. I picture the head, the 2 hands, and the 2 feet down here. Or you could picture a 5-point star. You guys could either do the dots or lightly draw it with a pencil or a pen so you know where you're going. That's up to you. So, I'm going to first pick up, I'll go 1, 2 on the soft rose and a quick 1 on the Wicked. I wait for it to get a little more consistency. I put on the nail where I pictured the little head of my doll, or my little gingerbread man, or what you want to call it. I wait for it to get mostly opaque, and then I pressure. I press down in the center of this, angled towards where the rest of the body is going to be. And then I like to bring in the point, like if I'm going to do a bow. And then I just keep pressuring into it till it is to my liking. We all have our own idea of what the petals should look like or whatnot, so I'm just trying to get it to look as I want. Now, ladies and gents, I am doing this flower pretty big so you guys could see what I'm talking about, and pretty thick. well, not too thick, but it's thicker than I feel it should be. But some people like them thick, so it's okay. So again, I go 1, 2, and then a quick 1 on this one. So I apply it on the other little hand, and I try to angle the pearl in the way I want it to work for me, as you can see. I wait for it to get consistency. Now the way I like to work is to do the head, one hand, the other hand, and one foot, and the other foot. And I'll explain to you right now why. So now that it's a little more opaque, I'll start pressing down. And you're always going to put your brush at a 45-degree angle. You're never going to flatten it all the way down, because then you'll ruin the whole 3D thing, or maybe even rip the petal. So I push side to side. And I push side to side at an angle. I don't do it straight out. And then I bring the center in at the tip, like I told you. And there's my first 2 petals, my little head and a little hand. Now this is the reason I do not like to go one after the other. And as you can see, I'm showing you how I like to dry my brush after every time or wipe my brush every time I use it. So when I put it right next to the one I just did, this is what usually happens to me. That's why I recommend going back and forth. That way you're keeping that little circle going. Right now it looks okay. First of all, I feel like I put it too close to the center. But at the same time, I didn't angle it correctly, because I'm not going back and forth and trying to keep that circle going. So I start pressuring and whatnot. And I see it. I don't know if you'll see it. And I'm angling it and getting the center in. But I'll show you right. I don't remember if I showed you or not, but you're gonna see that it's going more of a straight line rather than a circle. So it looks like it's next to each other rather than starting to form the circle, the circular flower. So I remove it, because that's not how I want it to look. If you feel you're making a mistake, if you remove it right away, it should be a clean cut. So again, 1, 2, and 1 on the wicked, and I go and form the other hand. And again, I'm gonna try to angle it to where I need it to face to make that circle. And I'm going to wait for it to get a little more opaque than shiny. And in a 45-degree angle, I'm going to make sure I'm angling the brush as well to where I want it to meet the other petals. I press down, and then I start pushing side to side. Not straight side to side, more like how do I say, it's like a windshield wiper, where the center stays the same but the rest of it, you know, goes side to side. And then I pull the center in. Now you can see it's more angled. Sorry, angered. It's an angered flower. No, angled towards the center. And now I need my 2 little feet, my 2 little legs, to finish. So I'll go back and go 1, 2 on the soft rose, and then 1 on the wicked. Wait for it to get a little consistency. And then of course I'm gonna go back to the other side where I did the hand. See how I go back and forth? That way I keep that circle going. Rather, when you go side to side, you tend to kind of go in a straight line rather than a circle, and that's when you start adding more petals. So I wait for it to get opaque, and I just keep doing the same thing I did with the other petals. Now, a lot of people recommend for you to use acetone to do 3D. I used to, and I don't anymore. One, because it was messing up, well, the only reason it was because it was messing up my brushes, and ever since I stopped doing that, my brushes last so much longer, my 3D brushes. I've had this 3D brush, I want to say 3 years, maybe 3 to 4 years, and it's good. Now, if you feel like the acetone helps, the reason the acetone helps is this faster drying, so you could kind of make more, how do I say it, more, oh, and then I'm doing my other little leg, that's what I'm showing you, and I'm telling you I go back and forth. it helps, like, you know, when you want it to have the little imprints of your brush on the petal to make it look more, I guess, dimensional. I don't know what the word is. If it dries faster, it does that, and it stays there rather than bouncing right back up. Now, instead of acetone, I do recommend buying high speed. High speed. Is it high speed or fast drying monomer? Lord, I got mommy mush in the brain. High speed monomer. It also helps. It helped me a lot with the 3D when I was learning, rather than using acetone. And again, I pressure on the center, go side to side, and then bring it down to a point. And there you have the first little flower with the 5 petals. Now, I'm not perfect, but this tip has helped me a lot, so I want to go ahead and share it with you guys. I know everybody teaches a rose and everything, and I know I did it too, but sometimes I forget to do the little basic flowers. So now I'm going to do a little peekaboo flower towards the back, and I'm going to do the head, and hand, or you could do, you know, whatever you could imagine, the 3 little things. In this occasion, my little doll is going to be, I guess, hanging from its feet because of what I'm imagining, right? So I'm going to do peekaboo from the back of that flower. That pearl was too big, so I go and wipe it off, and then I go back, and this time instead of doing 2, I go 1 and 1. And it was just 1, it's just that the first time I didn't pick anything up. So I go ahead and apply the little hand first here. On this occasion, I'm doing it different because it's a peekaboo flower and it's a little harder to follow what I did on the first one. So I'm going to do the same thing with the petals as I did. So it's going to be hand, head, hand. These ones I do right next to each other because the 5 petal flower does guide me a little better than when there was no guide for me that was helping me do what I wanted to do. So I go ahead and do those 3 petals, same side to side, and since I picked up less acrylic, it's going to be smaller, which it needs to be because it's hiding behind this petal. It can't be the same, behind this flower, it can't be the same size. So here I'm applying my last little petal. It's a little easier to do this one right here. And I'm always wiping my brush in a circular motion to keep that point in my 3D brush. So I'll go ahead and pressure side to side and then do the point towards the center. As you can see. You see how the darker color, always putting the darker color last and a little bit less, gives the flower a little more dimension. I really love how it looks. So now in the center you could either add crystals or a bead of acrylic, which I'm going to show you the bead of acrylic. So I'm going to be using the like orange color from Pro for the center. But first I'm going to show you how to do, well, I'm going to tell you how I do my simple leaves, not the detailed leaves, but the simple leaves. So I go ahead and pick up back and forth on the colors, dark, light, dark. I apply the pearl. This time I don't wait long for it to dry. I just push towards the center in, and then I press and pull a little bit out. I don't want a pointy flower. I want a slightly rounded pointed flower. So I'm not gonna do the pointy, I mean, sorry, not flower, petal or leaf. It's not a petal, it's a leaf. I hope I didn't confuse y'all. So if you guys decide to go ahead and watch this video and practice this flower, please go ahead and tag me on Instagram. All my links to my social media are going to be down in the comments. So go ahead and tag me on Instagram or post it on my Facebook page. I would love to see if this tip helped you at all. Or if you worked along with me. I would love to see if you worked along with me. That'd be great to see if you guys worked along with me on this video. So I'm going to go ahead and do another leaf on the other side. I'm not going to do too much, just another more. Now on the leaves, you could also, when you want them more detailed, and even if you do them not like kind of rounded like these, you could use a needle to kind of give it more texture. That's the word I've been looking for, texture. I was saying imprint, it's texture. So I push towards the flower, and then I pull a little bit to the top, and then I start kind of shaping a rounded pointy leaf. I still need a lot of practice, you guys. I just like to show you guys what I know in case you guys are having trouble with something. I love to be of help. But I'm nowhere near perfect. I just feel like we all should help each other out. So now, like I said, I was going to be using that orange from Pearl. I couldn't find another color that would kind of match the tones I'm using, so this is the closest. It didn't give me the perfect bead because, like I said, I have a hard time with the consistency of this collection, but I want to give it a try. So I pick up a pearl. Usually it's supposed to fall into a perfect little ball because I bleed the brush before I apply the pearl, and it kind of bled a little bit to the sides, but that's okay. I just want to show you how you can do it. And I apply a pearl to the little tiny one as well, and of course I pick up a smaller little pearl for that. Goodness, it's like I'm trying to say a tongue twister all this time. Goodness, I'm tongue twisted today. All this talking with the registrations and stuff. So yeah, and there you have a basic 5-petal and 3-petal 3D flower. Okay loves, I hope you like this video. I just go ahead and add some gel so you guys can see the finished look. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being subscribed. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and comment buttons. And I'll see you in the next one. Hugs, kisses, and squeezes. I love you. And there's a part 2 for another flower, so wait for it. Love ya. Bye.